storm chasing. When we think of storm chasing, we often imagine those people chasing tornadoes or thunderstorms. But did you know that there are a group of meteorologists and even students who get involved in chasing something that is as exciting? Lake-fast snowstorm? So lake-fast snow is a phenomenon that happens over the Great Lakes. It is something weather enthusiasts and experts study and chase every winter. For example, Oswego, New York here, we experience intense lake-fast snow frequently due to our location next to Lake Ontario. In one particularly intense winter, Oswego received close to 200 inches snow, the result of these powerful snowstorms. So today, I'm going to introduce you to lake-fast snow, why it is so unique, how it is formed, what is the role of the Great Lakes play in the formation. I'm also going to give you some examples how our students help us understand the formation process through research. Additionally, I'm going to explain the water cycle, which lake-fast snow plays an important role in it. So what exactly is lake-fast snow? So I hope no matter you are a curious student or an expert in another field, you can leave this talk with a greater appreciation of the Great Lakes play in the formation of lake-fast snow. So lake-fast snow, this is lake-fast snow. So lake-fast snow forms when the cold air moving across the Great Lakes. When you think about the formation, it's really simple. So the cold air travels above the warm water of the lakes. The moisture from the lakes is picked up. And when the air travels to the land over the other side of the lake, it cools down and beautiful snow falls on the land. So that is lake-fast snow. And when you think about formation lake-fast snow, you will see that Great Lakes, where we live. So it's really important for the formation. And the students, they often work with scientists and experts to follow the lake-fast snow, similar as the storm chasers who chase tornadoes. So we follow the lake-fast snows to study what are the precise conditions that are needed for the formation of lake-fast snow, and how we can do a better job predicting lake-fast snow. Now let's talk about the role of the Great Lakes play in the formation of lake-fast snow in more details. So the Great Lakes of the United States are one of the largest fresh group lakes in the freshwater lakes in the world. And they hold a lot of heat. Even in winter, the lake temperature can be warmer than the air traveling above it. And that is why we regularly monitor the temperatures of the lakes and the surrounding air so that we can predict, next time we can expect to see at Oswego or Syracuse. Additionally, to see the beautiful lake-fast snow bands in the atmosphere, you need to have some good amount of moisture. Where does that moisture come from? The Great Lakes. So the bigger and deeper the lakes, the more moisture can be picked up from the lake, and the more intense the lake-fast snowstorm can be. So meteorologists often refer to the atmosphere as our natural laboratory. And I will add that the Great Lakes is the unique natural field to study lake-fast snowstorms, providing invaluable insights about the complex interactions between the Great Lakes, the large body water, and the atmospheric conditions. And that is me, by the way, in our operation room for one field work. Similar to storm chasers who chase tornadoes based on certain indicators, meteorologists also use some unique features of lake-fast snowstorms to follow it and to study it. Number one, single snow bands. For those of you who have experienced intense lake-fast snow, probably you notice that lake-fast snowstorms often come as single bands instead of a wet blanket of snow. So that means some areas may see intense snowfall with several inches, whereas others nearby may not see any snowflake at all. It's a bit like a targeted storm, and that is the reason why it can be so difficult but exciting for meteorologists to chase. Number two, lake-fast snow can fall on ground really quickly. So it can dump the snow very quickly. What does that mean? So that means your area may experience whiteout conditions with the visibility dropping to zero. Number three, lake-fast storms can last for hours or even days, partially depending on if there is continuous wind that blows across the Great Lakes. Number four, instability. There is a general rule of thumb to predict lake-fast snow, which is that the lake temperature is warmer than the air above it at 850 hectopascals by at least 13 degrees Celsius. And this is something meteorologists refer to as instability. And we say, oh, the cold air is coming from the Arctic. The lake is responding. So the response of the lake to the cold air is the reason that we see those lake-fast snowstorms. And this can be tied to an important concept known as the lake effect paradox. In the near future, we may see more lake-fast snowstorms because we are going to have a longer time period with the ice-free conditions of the Great Lakes. But from the long-term perspective, eventually, we may see less and less lake-fast snow because the precipitation falling on the ground will be in the form of rain rather than snow. So lake-fast snow can translate our landscape into beautiful winter wonderland. It brings opportunities, can create fun activities that kids can enjoy. And the first snow-related term my 4-year-old and 2-year-old kids ever learned to learn, lake-fast snow. So meteorologists always enjoy observing intense snowfall events. But my colleagues in biology or computer science may not share the same enthusiasm. For them, heavy snowfall means school closures, bringing the challenge to find childcare at home. Additionally, how about the consistent snow shoveling and the difficulty to get around when you experience the intense snowfall? That's true. Lake-fast snow don't just make fascinating weather phenomenon. It also impacts our daily life and the economy. For example, the driving condition can be critical. So when you have intense lake-fast snowstorms, be prepared. You may want to avoid that hour. So try not to travel on the road when you see a warning from the National Weather Service about an intense lake-fast snow. For example, school and business closures and the intense lake-fast snow, similar as tornadoes that can lead to school closures. Intense lake-fast snow can also cause the shutdown of school and business. And actually, students help with the project, working with the local government agency so that we can be better prepared and we can minimize the disruption. Additionally, how about snow removal? So cities like Oswego, Syracuse, Buffalo. So the winter operation can be a huge concern for us. And we can actually use the snow accumulation data to provide a guidance about where and when the snowplows are most needed. How about economic impact? Yes, so no matter it's caused by the repair of the road or the loss of the business hours. So lake-fast snow can impact economy and how we can be better prepared for the next lake-fast snowstorm. With that mentioned, do you think if there are any benefits to lake-fast snow? The answer is yes, and there are quite a few. So now I'm going to talk about water cycle because the Great Lakes lake snowstorms play an important role. So the Great Lakes effect storm or lake effect storm is a significant part of the water cycle. Imagine this, when the cold air travels above the warm water, picks up moisture, and when the snowfall falls on the ground. So this snow will save the water for us. And when the spring comes, it will melt and replenish the water supply system, including local rivers, including local streams, and groundwater systems. And that is the first reason why lake-fast snowstorm can also be beneficial to our life. There's another important reason, the surface water flow. Some of you might have experienced some significant spring flooding events. So the timing of the snow melt can impact the spring flood or the water shortages later in the year. And that is why we want to study both the characteristics of lake-fast snow and also how we can improve our ability to predict lake-fast snow. SUNY Oswego students are always involved with research projects studying lake-fast snowstorms. It was a privilege for me to be part of a team formed by SUNY Oswego meteorology majors and my meteorology fellows, chasing the snow from Kiruna, Sweden to Watertown, Tahoe Plateau, New York. Our students launch weather balloons in intense lake-fast snowstorms in harsh winter environments to collect the data of the atmosphere. Our students operate state-of-the-art equipment in research aircraft to obtain the data within the lake-fast snow. Our students work hard simulating lake-fast snow so that we can improve our forecasting process. As educators, we share knowledge with our students, and it is so rewarding to see how our students have grown and developed professionally so fast. So it's an honor for me to be part of a team, to give them some guidance. And I would say that our understanding of the lake-fast snow systems cannot be advanced so quickly without the significant contribution from our excellent students. To conclude, lake-fast snow is one phenomenon happens across the Great Lakes. It impacts our lives. We need the fresh water for drinking, for industry, for agriculture, and more. Lake-fast snow can bring difficulties to our lives. Lake-fast snow can impact our local economy. Lake-fast snow is important for the water cycle, benefiting our environment. The study of lake-fast snow cannot be carried on without the contribution of our students. Thank you for listening. I hope you can be inspired by bringing your curiosity to next level and dive into the fascinating world of lake pheasant chasing, whether in Oswego, New York here, or anywhere in the Great Lakes. Thank you.